A bird is not living in the same world you are. It may stand on the same branch, beside the same window, or above the same street. But inside that tiny head, the world is being processed in a way your human senses cannot fully imagine. You see a tree, a window, a shadow, and a small bird. The bird may be reading color signals, movement warnings, reflections, sound patterns, and danger cues that your brain simply ignores like an app notification you never open. To us, the world looks stable. To many birds, it may look faster, sharper, brighter, and far more suspicious. If humans saw the world the way birds do, most of us would probably need a short break after looking at one busy bush. Let us start with vision. Birds do not just see better. That is too simple. Many birds see differently. Humans usually have 3 types of color receptors in the eye. Many birds have 4, which can give them a wider color experience than ours. Some birds also detect ultraviolet light, which means feathers, fruits, eggs, markings, and surfaces may carry visual information that is completely invisible to us. So when a bird looks at another bird and seems interested, it may be seeing a hidden layer we cannot see. A feather that looks dull to us may reflect ultraviolet patterns. A fruit that looks ordinary may stand out more clearly. Even a surface that looks plain may carry information that matters to a bird. Basically, birds may have been using premium color mode long before humans invented screens. This matters because color is not decoration in the bird world. It can help birds recognize species, assess mates, inspect food, detect markings, and read the environment. When we say, "It is just a gray bird," the bird community may be thinking, "Please respect the complex gray." Bird eyes also contain oil droplets in cone cells. These droplets work like tiny spectral filters, sharpening color discrimination. That sounds technical, but think of it as a built-in visual editing system. Except instead of making selfies look better, it helps the bird survive, feed, choose, and avoid becoming lunch. Now let us talk about motion. Birds are extremely sensitive to movement. Some birds process visual changes faster than humans do, which helps them react to insects, moving branches, flying predators, and sudden human movement. Research on budgerigars, for example, found high flicker fusion thresholds, which means they can perceive rapid visual changes that may blur together for us. This is why a movement that feels small to you can feel huge to a bird. You lift your phone near the window and think, "I barely moved." The bird thinks, "The giant rectangle has activated." And from the bird's point of view, that is not completely unreasonable. Fast visual processing helps explain why birds often react before humans understand what happened. A leaf moves. A shadow shifts. A hand rises. A cat takes one silent step. A wing passes overhead. The bird does not wait for a committee meeting, a full investigation, and a PDF report. It reacts quickly because hesitation can be expensive. Direct movement matters even more. If you walk straight toward a bird, even calmly, the direction itself can be read as risk. In nature, many threats do not politely move sideways first. They approach. So when a human moves directly toward a bird with good intentions, the bird may still read the signal as possible danger, leave now. Birds also pay attention to shadows. A shadow crossing the ground may mean nothing to you. To a bird, it could mean a predator overhead, a branch moving suddenly, a person behind glass, or simply something worth avoiding until proven safe. Birds do not survive by waiting until every shadow introduces itself. This is why bird behavior can look dramatic. One second the yard is calm. The next second, every bird is gone. Humans ask, "What happened?" The birds are already in the tree, thinking, "We are not staying to find out." Windows are another example of two realities colliding. To you, a window is glass. To a bird, it may reflect sky, trees, light, or open space. The bird does not understand architecture. It does not know that humans invented transparent walls, because apparently normal walls were too honest. A bird near a window may tap, avoid, approach, or suddenly change direction because it is solving a visual puzzle we created. The reflection may look like a root, a rival, a tree, or an open patch of sky. So when birds behave strangely around windows, they may not be acting randomly. They may be responding to a confusing visual signal. Sound adds another hidden layer. Birds do not only hear noise, they listen for information. A call from one bird can mean danger. A sudden silence can mean something has changed. Dry leaves can signal movement near the ground. A wing beat overhead can change the entire situation. Some birds can even use alarm calls from other species. Research on avian alarm calls shows that calls from other species can provide information about danger, and some birds can learn to recognize unfamiliar alarm signals socially. Imagine living in a neighborhood where every species has its own emergency alert system. Except instead of a phone notification, it is a tiny bird yelling from a branch. This is why silence can be powerful. A silent yard is not always peaceful. Sometimes it means the birds are listening. Sometimes it means they have already detected something. Humans often think noise is information and silence is empty. Birds may know better. Silence can be data. Then there is navigation, one of the strangest parts of bird perception. Migrating birds do not travel huge distances because they just feel like going south. Their navigation can combine the sun, stars, landmarks, smells, and Earth's magnetic field. Research on avian magnetic compass mechanisms suggests a light-dependent compass system, with cryptochrome proteins in the eye being a major candidate in explaining how birds may sense magnetic direction. That does not mean birds see a glowing compass floating in the sky like a video game map. But it does mean their sensory world may include directional information humans do not consciously feel. So while we are proud because our phone can guide us to a coffee shop 2 streets away, a tiny bird may cross continents using biology. Respectfully, we should stay humble. But the most important point is this: birds do not use these senses separately. They combine them. Vision, motion, sound, memory, shadows, reflections, and navigation work together. A bird is constantly asking, "Is this safe? Can I land? Where is the escape route? What moved? What changed? What did the other birds hear? Is this food worth the risk?" This is why bird behavior is not random. When a bird freezes, it may be processing danger. When it tilts its head, it may be adjusting its view. When it avoids a place, it may remember a bad pattern. When it returns again and again, it may have decided that the signals are acceptable. And this changes how we should look at birds. A bird on a branch is not just decoration. It is a living sensor, reading the world through a system sharper and stranger than ours. The more you understand that, the more bird behavior starts to make sense. A bird does not panic for no reason. It does not avoid a window for no reason. It does not stop calling for no reason. It does not fly away from a tiny movement because it is dramatic. It is doing what millions of years of survival shaped it to do. So the next time you see a bird watching from a fence, do not assume it is simply sitting there. It may be reading movement, light, color, sound, shadow, reflection, and risk all at once. You are looking at a bird, but the bird is looking at a world you cannot see. And once you understand that, every bird becomes more interesting. If you want more videos that explain bird behavior, bird psychology, and the hidden signals birds show before humans notice them. Subscribe to Bird Mind Signals. And tell me in the comments, which bird ability surprised you the most? Hidden colors, fast motion, alarm calls, or magnetic navigation?